Now, South African automotive workers have rejected the latest wage offer from employers. The chief executive of the Retail Motor Industry Association, Jacques Olivier, told SAFM Radio that management had offered to raise salaries by 10% in the first year and 8% in the following two. But that offer has been rejected. Olivier defended the wage offer as very reasonable under the current economic conditions and expressed disappointment with the feedback that they're getting from the workers' union. South Africa's main manufacturing union, NUMSA, wants double-digit wage hikes and better shift allowances. Now, the strike as a whole has brought assembly lines to a standstill in Africa's biggest economy. For the north, Zimbabwe has seen the greatest reduction in poverty among 35 African countries surveyed as part of the latest Afrobarometer poverty survey. Now, that survey found that the economic stability ushered in by coalition government contributed to that reduction. But as CCTV's Farai Makutoyo now reports, there are questions as to what criteria was used in the survey, given that many Zimbabweans are still struggling with poverty.
2008 was the height of Zimbabwe's economic meltdown, marked by record-breaking inflation, which went beyond 200 million% at one point, unemployment and shortages of most basic commodities. The introduction of multiple currencies and formation of a unity government eased the woes. From such a low base, it was only natural that the country should register a larger improvement compared to more stable economies. For this reason, analysts here downplay the significance of the recent survey.
The elimination of the Zimbabwe dollar, whilst it relieved citizens from an extreme case of hyperinflation, I do not think that it improved the quality of their lives, because they still are unemployed. It means that they still have no disposable incomes.
Unemployment is hovering at 85%. Those who are formally employed are clamoring for upward adjustments. Major trade unions say salaries for the majority of workers are below the poverty datum line. Analysts argue that despite modest economic growth and the introduction of empowerment programs, the benefits have not trickled down to ordinary Zimbabweans.
We know Zimbabwe was living on below 40 US cents per day in 2008, and today they are still struggling to live on above $1 per day.
The newly elected ZANU-PF government has cancelled outstanding debts on utility bills and is also promising free access to health care and education.
Those moves are seen as an acknowledgement of the sad plight of many ordinary citizens. And though the statistics indicate that the lot of Zimbabweans has improved, the feeling here is that this is not yet the time for celebrations. Farai Makutoyo, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.
Our new smart card is set to hit the streets of Uganda and possibly change the way transactions there do take place. Now, the Imara smart card, as it's known, targets mobile phone users who want to buy goods and services, but without having to use cash, checks, or either the credit or debit cards. With CCTV's Peter Akaba, here are the details.
The Kampala-based technology pioneers Albert Aguta and Alan Kajura lead the team that has developed this proudly Ugandan technology. Based on Android smartphone technology, the Imara mobile wallet is integrated on mobile payment services, which will help create a cashless society. Their company is known as the Aguta Group.
We all know that people are banking on mobile money, but the Imara card is going to help people to be able to easily spend money directly off mobile money. So how it works is in such a way that once you have your Imara card, to wherever place you go to and you find this equipment, after you've purchased all your goods or consumed your service, the persons to whom you're paying will just request you to tap on the equipment. And once you tap on that equipment, you'll get a prompt on your phone asking you to authorize a transaction of a certain fee depending on what you have consumed.
According to the company, customers are only required to register their phones with any network service provider in Uganda. They say that the already existing platform is safe and secure, unlike in cases where people have been robbed while moving around with large sums of money.
So for somebody to be able to take anything away from you as far as your mobile money is concerned, they must have your card, they must have your phone number or your phone for that matter, which at the point of using, then they will have to have your PIN onto which they can be able to enter the details of your transaction.
In its initial stage, skepticism was cast on whether or not the innovation would compete with banks.
It is not necessarily a competing innovation with the banks. We are only innovating on already an existing platform, which is the mobile money platform.
Customers attest to the innovativeness of the product, especially not having to keep cash on them for transactions.
The Imara is a good innovation, but it will save us the burden of having to work with cash to selected to supermarkets, even shopping malls, because this time we'll be moving the Imara card.
Just like in many other places in Africa, innovative products continue to be in ascendancy in Uganda, tapping into the country's large unbanked population and surpassing the number of traditional bank accounts, of which there are now around 3.6 million. Peter Kaba, CCTV.
Let's make a quick run through the African markets now, see exactly what your money has been doing for you, at least across the equities market. The Nigerian all-share index in the red, that was down so far today by about 0.2 of a percentage point. This is pretty much the same story really in South Africa. The JSE all-share, that was also in the red, down 0.82 percentage points. The only green numbers on the board so far today are from Nairobi. The 20-share index there up by 0.15%, and the Egyptian markets today, of course, being a Friday, is closed for the day.